Hello, my name is Mindy, and today I am going to talk about the introvert ENFP. So, there are many of us ENFPs who feel like we don't fit in the normal kind of standard for extroversion. And how come then that we are the extroverts introvert kind of? Well, I've came up with this realization throughout my own journey. And personally, myself, I used to be way more extrovert than I am right now. When I was in my earliest 20s, actually late 20s as well. Um, and I think there is an explanation based on the function stack. Um, and that is like that we are mostly using any. So if you're not familiar with the function stacks, go to Google it. That's where you should be focusing, not in only in the ENFP, either every letter, but go to check the function. So first function, any, right? So that's our nature. That's like how we are wired, how our brain works, who we were when we were children. We were playing and exploring the world and asking our brothers and sisters to play with us. And maybe they were bored and they were like, oh, I don't want to play now. We wanted to just keep going all the time. Our imagination was unstoppable. That's ENFPs. So the thing is that by itself can make us at an early age, can make us like very impulsive. Not only because the NE, but because we haven't developed the FI, very well. So we go on another loop. We work with NE and TE. TE is our third function. So we can be, when we're younger, kind of more impulsive and say like, yeah, I want to party, or our mind wants to explore what party is, what's getting drunk is, or what is it like to go every weekend on a trip and do things with people, and we can just keep going and using TE until one day we realize we're kind of done with that. we need to kind of calm down and start being more kind of honest and truth to ourselves. For me and my own experience, that only started to happen at the age of 30. It didn't happen before that. But I know that for everyone it's different. So it's not that I haven't used FI. I think FI, we are in touch with it, of course. And whenever we get the opportunity or whenever we strongly feel for something, we would say like, I only do things that I want to do and I involve myself in the causes I want to involve. And it doesn't mean that when I was in my earliest 20s, I didn't participate in causes I care. Of course I did. But it was not the force that was moving my life. So when the ENFP starts understanding what this inner self, who this inner self is, what is that makes me happy, what is that I value, what are my values, what is important to me and not to the rest of the world, not to my friends. My friends want to go every weekend to the party and I just want to be friendly. Like when you start using FI, all of these thoughts start losing the weight, and we start like kind of decreasing the amount of social interactions we're having. We spend more time in what matters for us, and it's not an easy journey. Because actually, in the moment that we start kind of doing the transition from being very outgoing to kind of slowing down and doing things that we really want to be doing with our times, can be very challenging, because a lot of people in our lives might think also like, what is this person doing, and might not understand what we're going through. And also for ourselves can be difficult to accept that we do not need anymore to do the things that we were doing. And it's not only about partying, whatever that we were doing. For instance, I was like having weekly meetings of dinners with friends very often. And I noticed that at some point, like I needed less of that because of my creative process. Like I'm working on creative projects And if I take a lot of breaks in the evenings to go and see friends, then I lose kind of momentum. So I decided like, no, I cannot keep doing that in that kind of rhythm. So I spend more time inside. And that doesn't mean that I do not see friends. Like I still do see friends, but it's like less, way less than what it was before. And I am completely content as it is right now. Because I guess because I'm being honest with what my real needs are. So I think when ENFPs, when we start getting in touch with our authentic selves, it's that moment of, can be difficult, can be, and at the beginning, can be like kind of a transformational experience because we're kind of losing a part of our identity that is very social and that wants to be involved hands-on with doing things because of that NETE loop that I just explained, that we want to just jump on and say yes, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do this. But whenever we start using that second function that is so vital to us, then we started to really meet who we really are. And it's not an easy journey because we've been used or trained to doing normally the NETE. So TE is like this very aggressive mechanism for making decisions based on logic. But we don't thrive when we make decisions based on logic only. We thrive and we make the best decisions of our lives when we use our introverted feeling. So doing that transition can take some time, some effort, and can be very confrontational even for ourselves to understand that. But that's the best transition we can do. But anyhow, the point of this video is that ENFPs look more introvert, or why the ENFP can look introvert to others. And that's because the FI, I think ENFPs that are using FI more often are the ones who are going to need more of this kind of retreat time, more me time, because they're kind of paying attention closely to what they need. And this might not always be like I need time to just be by myself at home. It can also be like I need time to spend more time with my parents, for instance, instead of with friends, or I need to spend more time with my friends or with these two best friends than I do with my parents. So it can be of anything. I need to start working on this project. I need to start doing these changes in my career. And because when the moment that we understand what is important for us, then we can use TE in a more efficient way. So then we find ways to make that FI desire come into life. So that would mean that I cannot keep doing all of the things that I was doing. I have to make time for this new thing that I know I want, or that my heart really wants me to do. So TE will help us to actually make time and say like, no, I cannot do this anymore, or no, I'm sorry, not this week, or I'm going to make time to read a book, or I'm going to make time for just making dinner for myself at home without having to, disconnect from my creative endeavors or my creative process I have in my head while I'm working the whole week. So I think that's why ENFP can look more introvert. From an ENFP perspective. I hope you enjoyed it and that it was helpful. Leave your comments, explain your own experience with the introversion, how it plays a role for you. I would like to get to know more about other ENFP's processes. And till next time, my name is Mindy and see you soon.